Picture, if you can, a child. A child so innocent, their imagination runs wild in the quiet of the night. Visualize yourself in a child's snug room, a place so tranquil that the hush is overpowering. Here, where the only companion you have is the echo of your own heartbeats. Suddenly, out of the blue, a cryptic whisper breaks the silence. It's a whisper unlike any other. A spine-chilling, phantom-like murmur that seems to surface from nowhere and everywhere simultaneously. The source of this whisper is as elusive as a shadow, impossible to... It's a riddle, a mystery that yearns to be deciphered, yet defies every effort at comprehension. It's a whisper that doesn't belong in this peaceful place, a whisper that brings with it a sense of apprehension and anxiety. It's a whisper that's now a mere frightening murmur, but soon it threatens to escalate into a terrifying shout. As the whisper dissolves into the darkness, an eerie sensation of fear begins to sneak in. In the heart of the silence, a discovery awaits that chills the very marrow in your bones. In the desolate expanse of nothingness, our protagonist forges ahead, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an unnerving dread. Every rustle of the wind, every crunch of gravel beneath the boots, seems to echo the same haunting melody of unease. But the pull of the mysterious sound is too strong, the melody too entrancing to resist. The journey is eerie, every step taking them deeper into the abyss of the unknown. The world around them is a painting of desolation, a landscape devoid of life and laughter. The only sign of existence is the protagonist's own breath, a reminder of their solitary presence in this vast void. Out of the bleak landscape, an outline begins to take shape. A structure, old and weathered, emerges from the shadows. The silhouette of the house has an eerie charm, its time-worn face bearing the scars of countless storms and years of neglect. It stands there, a ghostly monument, a relic from a forgotten era. The house seems to be the source of the mysterious sound, a haunting melody that seems to seep out from its very walls. It's as if the house itself is breathing, whispering tales of its forgotten past, luring the protagonist closer with its spectral song. As they approach, the house seems to grow, its towering form casting a shadow that consumes the surrounding landscape. The windows are dark, empty sockets staring out into the void. The door, hanging by a hinge, seems to beckon them in, inviting them to discover the secrets it guards. The protagonist stands before the house, the unsettling melody now a deafening chorus in their ears. The house seems to pulsate with an unseen energy, its silence echoing louder than any sound. A shiver runs down their spine, a cold realization seeping into their consciousness. The house, shrouded in an impenetrable darkness, holds secrets yet to be uncovered. As our protagonist steps into the house, a feeling of being watched pervades the air. The old, weather-beaten house creaks in response to the intrusion, as if voicing its disapproval. Its darkened corridors stretch out before our protagonist like an unending labyrinth, each room harboring secrets of its own. A cold gust of wind whistles through the cracks in the walls, sending a chill down their spine. The air is thick with an unsettling quiet, save for the ticking of a long-forgotten clock. It's as if time itself has stopped in this place. As they delve deeper into the house, the strange occurrences begin to pile up. Doors mysteriously slam shut behind them, seemingly of their own accord. A soft whisper, too faint to decipher, echoes from the shadowy corners of the house. The temperature drops suddenly in certain rooms, breath turning to fog in the frigid air. The faint smell of roses, out of place in the musty surroundings, wafts through the rooms. These inexplicable events hint at an unseen presence in the house. Our protagonist starts to feel an eerie sensation, like eyes watching from the shadows. The sense of being observed, of being followed, grows stronger with each passing moment. It's not just the house that seems alive, but something else. Something that lurks in the darkness, unseen and unheard. The suspense builds as they venture further into the heart of the house. The unseen presence, it seems, has a will of its own, nudging them towards rooms they hadn't planned on exploring. Each step taken is a step into the unknown, the tension in the air growing thicker with every creaking floorboard. The protagonist is drawn deeper and deeper into the labyrinthine house, the unseen presence guiding their path. Its silent whispers seem to echo through the walls, leading them towards a discovery that promises to shed light on the house's mysterious past. The unseen presence, growing ever more palpable, seems to be leading our protagonist further into the heart of the house. The question remains, what will they find when they finally come face to face with this unseen entity? In the depths of the house, the mystery begins to unravel piece by chilling piece. Our protagonist, armed with nothing but a flickering flashlight and the courage of a lion, delves deeper into the abyss of the old house. Every creak, every echo in the silence becomes a telltale note of a haunting melody that's been playing for decades, trapped within these ancient walls. As they venture further, they stumble upon a hidden room untouched by time. Dust-covered furniture, faded photographs, and a stack of old letters reveal fragments of the house's forgotten past. Each artifact, a clue, a breadcrumb, leading them down a path that's been shrouded in darkness. The photographs tell a tale of a family, their faces etched with joy, their eyes hiding a secret that's been buried with time. The letters, written in an elegant yet frantic hand, speak of a presence, an unseen entity that's been a part of the house since its inception. The more they uncover, the more the unseen presence seems to stir. The air grows colder, the shadows grow darker, and the whispering wind carries a hint of a child's laughter. The house, it seems, is not just a structure of bricks and wood, but a living, breathing entity holding on to its secrets with a stubborn tenacity. Each step forward, each revelation, tightens the grip of fear. The protagonist, once driven by curiosity, now finds themselves teetering on the edge of terror. The unseen presence, no longer a mere whisper in the wind, becomes a deafening roar in the silence, a symphony of fear that reverberates through the house. They realize the house is not just haunted by a presence, but by its past. The echoes of laughter, the silent cries, the unseen footsteps, all fragments of a story that's been waiting to be told. A story of a house, a family, and an entity that's been intertwined with their fate since the very beginning. As the pieces of the puzzle fall into place, the unseen presence becomes more aggressive, pushing the protagonist to the brink of fear. In the face of terror, our protagonist must make a choice that could alter the course of their fate. As our tale of dread continues, we find our protagonist standing on the precipice of uncertainty, their heart pounding like a drum, their breath shallow and ragged. The dread, the unseen presence, it's been a relentless pursuer, an uninvited guest in their once peaceful abode. Now it's decision-making time. There are two paths our protagonist can tread. Two options, both as chilling as the other. The first, to confront the unseen entity, to face the fear that has been gnawing at their sanity. To stand tall, muster courage, and demand answers from the shadows. The second option is to flee, to escape from the confines of this haunted house, leaving behind their sanctuary turned nightmare. To seek solace in the arms of the unknown, trading one form of terror for another with the hope of finding peace, or at least a respite from the relentless dread. The suspense hangs heavy in the air, almost tangible, as our protagonist grapples with this life-changing decision. The clock ticks on, each second echoing the gravity of the impending choice. Finally, they make their move. But what do they choose, you ask? Do they gather their strength, clench their fists and decide to confront the entity? Or do they choose the path of escape, grabbing their coat and keys, aiming for a life free from the spectral dread? Ah, dear listener, here lies the crux of our unfinished tale. We leave our protagonist at the crossroads of their destiny, the outcome of their choice, shrouded in mystery. Why, you may wonder, do we leave the tale hanging in such a manner? The answer, my friend, is simple. It's because the most terrifying stories, the ones that truly send chills down our spine, are the ones where the ending is left to our imagination. Where we are left to ponder the fate of the characters long after their tale has been told. This story is no exception. It's a tale of terror that doesn't end with the last word spoken, but rather it continues to live on, in your thoughts, in your fears, in your imagination. It's a tale that leaves you with questions, with a sense of unease, with a lingering dread. And so, our tale ends here, unfinished, leaving you to ponder on the fate of our protagonist. Until we meet again in another tale of terror